back to another episode of Another Pokemon Podcast. My name is Becs.
And my name is Galutrad.
And today we're going to be talking about gyms.
Gyms. We're hitting the gym.
We're hitting the gym. It's 2026, new year, new me. We're going to talk about workouts that are Pokemon themed. Oh, okay. Sorry. We're going to talk about...
That would actually be kind of cool, though. Pokemon themed workout. I wonder what that would look like.
It'd probably be things named after Pokemon moves. Like, this is defense curl, and it's like curl ups.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
I'm pretty
true.
smart, pretty slick. Catch me on my new YouTube channel about Pokemon
Sure.
workouts. Anyways, we're going back. We're gonna take a journey back to a region that we've never been to before, ever, called Kanto. And we're going to deep dive into all of the 8 gyms that are there and like talk about like how they change from version to version of the games and like what makes them unique and like notes about them. This is going to be a new series that we start.
Mm-hmm.
We think it would be fun to go through the regions and hit every gym.
Hit every gym.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
But before we go work out, do our little routine.
Sure.
Galutrad.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Pokemon Day is nigh upon us. We've already got announcements for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, and Pokopia is coming out March 5th, I think, or maybe 7th.
I'm so ready.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I've been completing games. I completed Donkey Kong Bonanza and Dragon Quest V.
You can't see, but I'm doing the little.
Thank you. Dragon Quest
clappy.
V has kind of Pokemon-esque. It's like Pokemon adjacent. You can gather monsters on your team.
All I can say is the
last
10 minutes of the movie that you were watching when you beat that game looked
insane. It is nothing like that. Dragon Quest Your Story, I don't think it deserves the negativity that it gets. I think it's a cute movie, but I guess if you were going into it thinking this movie is Dragon Quest the game, I could see how that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But
it should say like inspired by or something. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm doing great. I'm gonna be in Seattle. I'll actually be leaving from Seattle when this episode releases.
Yeah, you'll be coming home.
I'll be coming home.
Yeah.
So hopefully I had a great time in Seattle at the Pokemon tournament there, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with some friends and seeing people, and so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I mean, really, Fire Red and Leaf Green are what I'm excited about. We just played those games for season 1, but I for some reason I'm excited to play them again.
Yeah,
so.
you were like, I woke up, I had like the eyes were barely open.
Yeah.
And you're like, check your text messages, and I was like. Or not check your text messages. Sorry.
Check Nintendo
today. And I was like, oh my God, wait. So I woke up.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh my gosh, Pokemon news is what I was thinking. And I get on there and it's like Fire Red, Leaf Green coming to the Switch. I'm like, okay, well, that would excite me so much more if I hadn't just played that game.
Yeah, I wish it was Heart Gold and Soul Silver because we're playing through them right now.
I
mean, we don't know. Pokemon Day, they could announce something.
Good. That's true. Well, and that's what you pointed out to me is if they're announcing that just on the fly, like there might be some
there must be something cool to announce because like I feel like they would hell that. Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
But how
good.
are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm also been playing the video games.
Mm-hmm.
I played 5 seconds of Mary Kate and Ashley, whatever that Game Boy game I bought was for $2. But my eyes are old, you guys, and I have distant vision glasses, so they are no good. They don't help me see Game Boy games.
Yeah.
And I can't find my SP. I know it's somewhere around here, but when I do, I'll keep playing that game.
Yeah.
But it got to a point where there was an enemy that I literally couldn't see because it was just
There's
like
an enemy.
It's like
Mary Kate and Ashley game.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's a video game. What else?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean there has to be enemies.
I will say one of the mechanics is throwing your dog at things.
Oh my god,
that's a little weird.
That is terrible.
But other than that, we've been playing Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. For our Gen 2
season 2 finale is going to be all about.
Yeah, in prep 2. Of that because they're pretty long games.
They are very long games.
Double the.
There's also a ton of
badges.
stuff to do. So
yeah, there is. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Playing Animal Crossing, obviously.
Yeah.
Daily things on Animal Crossing. Still going strong on Pokemon Friends. For those of you that have left, there honestly they did, just in case anybody did like that game but was frustrated with the time mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
They did add a feature where you get time back when you beat each game.
Yeah.
Or each like piece of the game that you have to beat each day.
Puzzle.
That has been a game
Life-saving.
changer. Yeah, for sure. It's been very helpful. Because the more you play, the harder the levels get, and the time can be kind of hard. But anyway, doing good.
Good.
Excited to talk about the gyms today. This was your idea, I believe, and it was a good idea.
Yeah,
unless you got it from a listener, and I don't know.
No, I just we're always talking about different ideas. We're always sharing different ideas for what we could talk about with this podcast, all about Pokemon, and eventually we'll do like we'll rank the gym leaders in each generation, maybe, or we've talked about our favorite gym leaders before, but
overall,
I feel like the gyms themselves are kind of interesting and have some cool stuff about them.
It would be cool after this series is through to see which gym we liked the best, maybe from each generation, or each region is how we're doing it. Because, like we said, there's too many remakes.
Kanto has spanned across 3 different generations, 4 different generations.
Yeah. This will be a much shorter episode when we get to gens, unless they do remakes of those.
Yeah.
When we get to gens 5 and after, but for right now, it was pretty detailed. It's a pretty detailed episode.
Well, and I feel like the detail in like Generation 5, where there aren't remakes yet, which there might be by the time we get to them, but those gyms, because the graphics, as you'll find listening to this episode, the graphics, as those increase, the gem quality itself increases heavily, and so there'll be more to talk about just because the gym itself will be more interesting.
Yeah. For sure. Well, every gym leader has an iconic quote, and so do our listeners.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That was rough, wasn't it?
That was a little rough.
You're like, what?
Listeners, a new challenge for y'all. What is your iconic quote? Yeah, let's go ahead and read some listener feedback. Our first piece of feedback comes from our episode Back to Normal, which was the intro episode for season 2.
Yep.
This comes from us from Stephanie. And Stephanie says, a great intro to season 2. Can't believe it's been a year since this all started.
Yeah, it does feel crazy. It still doesn't even feel like a year, and it's been way longer than that.
It really, it's we're doing season 2, and I kind of feel like we're still in season 1.
Right.
So it's interesting for sure. But thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad that you're excited about us being back for season 2. Then over on Patreon, you can check out some of our bonus episodes that we have on Patreon, and if you become a patron. But Crispy Nintendo said on one of our bonus episodes that we did was where we each individually ranked the Mega Evolutions. So this is on my rankings of the Mega Evolutions. Mm-hmm. And Crispy Nintendo says, Mega Manectric is an interesting champion tier, but I've also never really thought about it much. I missed a lot of the Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire Megas, to be honest. I'm excited to see a caked up Mega Feraligatr. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh goodness. Feraligatr do be caked up, and I do really like Feraligator's Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
I think I do kind of wish that the little like red hood part stayed up the whole time and not just when it attacked, but I guess that's okay.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun seeing the new Megas from ZA.
Yeah.
And I know I played Omega Ruby specifically. I also missed a lot of the Megas from that too.
Yeah. If you didn't use them, then,
or if I just didn't, I don't think I beat Omega Ruby. I think I beat like the Elite Four, but that was it. I didn't go back and do like the extra stuff. Because I remember one time I was at Cell's apartment actually.
Yes, yeah.
And he was trying to catch Deoxys, and I was like,
oh,
what?
Oh yeah, yep,
that's
the
not a thing.
Game. Yep.
So definitely didn't completely beat that game.
Yeah.
So
well, and also too. Back in Gen 6 and I think it was Gen 6.
Yeah.
So, X and Y. In X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they didn't just give you... There wasn't like a shop like there is in ZA where you can go buy the Mega Evolution stones.
Right.
You had to like find them, and some of them were like on a Thursday at between the hours of 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. you can go to this location and the stone will be there. And so it was like, if you didn't look it up or if you didn't just find it organically somehow, then you might not have ever known.
Yeah, I like when they do that. Like, I like when they bring real world time into the game. Like,
I do too.
I'm already kind of enjoying the fact that after we get done with this episode, I'm gonna go find my Hoot Hoot.
Yes.
On my Gen 2 game playthrough. Because I was like, wait, it's dusk. Shouldn't Hoot Hoot be here? No, it's truly nighttime. 6 p.m. After that, go. So I really enjoy that. But those days of the week things are rough.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They for sure. And especially Generation 2 or Generation 4 and 2 are bad for it because of the kids that represent the days of the week.
Right.
Yeah. But thank you, Crispy, for your comment on that episode. And then finally... over on Blue Sky on our Delibird Delivery Season 2 episode. This one's from Aaron Domingos, friend of the show. Aaron said, I can't wait to go for a walk today so I can listen to a new episode from one of my favorite Pokemon podcasts.
Aww.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, I do know that Aaron goes for walks when he listens to our show, so I'm glad that we're able to help keep you healthy.
If I lived as close to the beach as Aaron does, I would go for a walk every single day.
Sure.
I feel like living in suburbia is not as cute.
Which is so funny because like you could argue that if suburbia done right with the sidewalk, you have like a better walking path.
Fun fact, we do not have sidewalks in our neighborhood until you get to like a main drag.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't think it's consistent. I think it like caters off at some point or tapers off at some point.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
kind of weird.
It's out of the way for sure.
Not a very walk friendly neighborhood, but it's still like it's fine. Like to walk in the street, it's not super busy, but it would just be nice if there was a sidewalk for like our dogs and stuff.
To walk on the beach though.
Ah, yes, the beach along the ocean.
Yes,
quite. Yes. Well, thank you, Aaron, so much for that. We really appreciate that. And then over on YouTube, Mordred Pendragon 7997 on our True Crime and Pokemon episode said, I love the concept. I hope you do something similar again this year. We did! Surprise!
And we have a season 3 potentially coming.
Yes. We do.
In season 3.
We'll have one. Yeah. Because even after those games, like I said, I'm hoping we can play like Gale of Darkness and some other things and dive into some
especially
more
now that they're on NSO.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Mordred Pendragon. I hope you enjoyed the second episode. I hope you tuned into that. Over on Spotify from SHG Radio Archive on our Evolution Revolution episode, which
was all about the different ways types. To evolve.
I like stared at Galutrad. It's like, help. They commented, I think that Wormadam is using pink building insulation because bagworms are known to do that. Palafin sounds so cute. I think I just learned something about bagworms because I didn't know that.
Well, and I
that's cool.
I am blown away by this comment, SHG Radio Archive, because like when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, you've completely changed the city Wormadam for me. Because before I was like, why is it pink? That makes no sense. It should be like gray, like steel. But it's fiberglass insulation that it wraps around itself.
What gen is Wormadam?
I believe it's Gen 4.
Is it Gen 4? Okay.
It's either Gen 4 or Gen 5, and I think it's Gen 4 because I think it came about with the honey trees in Gen 4.
Okay.
In Diamond and Pearl.
I think I always associated it with cherry blossoms, which is my bad, because that doesn't make sense because it's more fuzzy than it is petally.
It's the city version.
But yeah, no, I think, or maybe like it's city, so it's glam. So it's all pink. I don't know. But that's so funny. I had no idea they did that. They must not itch because insulation is itchy.
It is. They must not itch.
And Palafin is really cute.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the way that Palafin evolves because it like wants to be seen.
I think we watched that episode together, or I might have watched it babysitting. My nephew is really into Pokemon right now. and has been watching Horizon. So I've had a couple spoilers
Yeah.
from him, but I'm like, I can't tell the 5-year-old, hey, spoilers. I'm not watching this. So I'm pretty sure I saw that episode recently where Palafin like jumped to the rescue, and it's really cute.
Yeah, there's a very cute episode for
Yeah.
Pokemon Horizons on Palafin.
Well, thank you so much, SHD Radio Archive. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And if you want to leave us feedback similarly to these comments, these iconic quotes, you can reach out to us anywhere on the internet. We are at Another PKMN Pod on most socials, and we are also at Another Pokémon Podcast at gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube at Another Pokemon Podcast. We're pretty much everywhere, and you're welcome to DM us, and we will, or comment, and we will share your feedback on our episodes.
Yeah.
So, Galutrad,
Yeah.
you ready to go to the gym, bro?
I guess so.
Brother?
I need to.
Brewski?
Yeah. Brewski?
Brewski?
Okay. Who have you become?
Jim, brother. Ready to go to the gym.
J-I-M.
Yeah, I am Jim. All right, we're done. So we kind of split up the research. So if you hate the sound of my voice, you'll have to wait till after the break to hear Galutrad's soothing, radio-esque voice.
No.
But we split it up. So I did research on the first 4 gyms. Galutrad did research on the last 4 gyms. Spoiler alert, there are 8 from the Kanto region.
Yeah.
But we tried to pull as much unique information about the gyms as possible, including, what they looked like, what trainers you face, what Pokemon are there, how they vary from generation to generation, if there were remakes, or for Kanto specifically, if there are the Gen 2 games where you go back, like that is part of the gameplay, is going back to Kanto.
Yeah.
So we dived into that, and then like any unique, we love our fun facts here, so any unique notes that we have about those,
we're basically going to be giving you all a rundown of each of the gyms and what you can expect to find in them.
Yeah, for sure. So first off, getting us started, the very first gym that you encounter in the Pokemon world, actually that's not true. There's a gym you encounter first in the Pokemon world, but you can't go into it. That is where you are going to cover that one.
Yes.
And as you should, because that's your favorite. Oh my gosh, and I covered my favorite.
Yeah, from Kanto? Sure.
No, our favorite gym leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Our number one gym leaders.
Yeah.
We happened to cover them.
We did.
Split it
We
correctly.
Did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We did a good job.
So, but the first one you actually go to,
Mhm.
actually the one you actually participate in the gym challenge for, is the Pewter City Gym, which is the rock type gym headed up by Brock, which I just realized in doing this research, and Galutrad made fun of me. Brock is Brock with a B.
Yes.
On the front.
That is correct. Yeah.
I hate myself. Anyways, we go to Pewter City first. And there are 6 versions of each of the Kanto gyms.
Yeah.
Because there is the original, there is the 2 remakes of the original, and then there is the Gen 2 games and the remake of those games.
Yes.
We see Pewter City Gym and the rest of these gyms a lot in varying forms, and we start off pretty simplistic. So you go into Pewter City Gym, and it's very, in the first gen, especially in the second gen, it's very just like you walk in and it's like a Zen garden, but minus any of the like calmness of a Zen garden. It's like it's just sand and boulders.
I've never thought of it as sand before, but that makes a lot of sense.
The reason I think it is sand is not from Gen 1. Gen 1, it just looks like dirt, maybe, or flooring of some kind. As the gyms evolve, it's clearly supposed to be like a rock garden type vibe.
Graphically.
So the first generation, it's very basic. It's just like a rock border with some rocks in the middle. You've got your junior trainers, or you've only got one junior trainer at first in the Gen 1 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Brock. And that's it. That is the gym, the whole gym.
They ease you into it.
And because there are very few rock only type Pokemon, it's really ground and rock gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's mostly ground type Pokemon. There isn't a singular rock type Pokemon in this gym.
No.
But the idea is rock and ground.
Yes.
So you're seeing, like, from the junior trainer, you're seeing Diglett and Sandshrew. Brock has Geodude and Onix, and that kind of evolves throughout where they get a little bit more complex as the games are remade, where you get an extra trainer added in Soul Silver and Heart Gold. You're actually getting to Brock's gym very late in the game.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
You're seeing a lot more diversity of the types of Pokemons, but at first it's truly just a trainer, Brock, and then the rock border.
Mm-hmm.
You can also even avoid the extra encounter completely in the first gen, because you could just go around the rocks.
Nice.
And not fight the gym trainer.
Yeah. You just go straight to Brock.
I of the mindset that you should fight the trainers in the gyms to gain XP to help yourself against the gym trainer, but you can avoid it if you want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do like a challenge where you do the least amount of battling possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's true for red, blue, and yellow. Sometimes there are differences between red and blue and yellow that are kind of anime focused, and we'll talk about those as well.
Yeah.
The only real difference between those two in this game is that Geodude and Onix are a little bit weaker in the yellow versions, because they know your starter Pokemon is Pikachu.
Oh, that's true.
So they're trying to be, I think they're trying to be kind to you.
Nicer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You also get TM Bide in the first gen, which for beating Brock, which is going to be like a pretty common thing. The most of the gym leaders are going to give you TMs, and except for in Silver and Gold.
Yeah.
Crystal.
Yes. Yeah.
Fire Red and Leaf Green, those are remakes of this same game. They go back to the original levels of Geodude and Onix. They don't care about you making it easier for you. The trainer changes a little bit, because junior trainers don't exist anymore. It's camper now. So you've got a camper trainer with a Geodude and a Sandshrew, and then the gym itself has definitely got an upgrade. It looks a little more aesthetically pleasing, and this is where I said we start to see like this more wood pathing with like the rocks on the sand that's off the path.
Okay.
So it gives it a little bit more of a rock garden-esque vibe. Yeah.
Cool.
In the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee reboot of these games, it's the same concept. You've got Brock with his 2 Pokemon. You've got 2 trainers now. You've got Picnicker Amara, which has a Geodude, and Camperlian, which has a Geodude. It's kind of no, not a lot of variety in that game. But it does go back to its roots on the graphics a little bit. So, like, obviously, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee have updated graphics.
Yes.
Like, clearly. 3D graphics are running around. It's a little bit different. But the room is back to basics. It is a basic room with basic rock borders. And the only real difference is just the idea that we talked about behind the scenes a little bit while we were working on this, of like, you've got people in the stands now. So there's an audience now on the sides that weren't there in the first game.
Yeah.
Or renditions of the games.
Yeah, because they make gym battling like a spectacle.
Yeah. In these games and in Pokemon Yellow, Brock mentions that he's actually working on becoming a Pokemon breeder, which is cool. That's like my fun fact of it.
Yeah.
Which is his goal in the anime series. So I thought that was a cool little fun fact. And then we go to Gen 2.
Cool.
Which is really cool, because we're really going to Gen 2. We're going to Johto, but then we're beating all of Johto. We're becoming the Pokemon champion, and then we've got the longest after game known to mankind, where we're going back to Kanto.
Yeah.
And we're getting to see Kanto a couple years after the Gen 1 game, like canonically. So we're getting a stronger Brock when we go back to fight him. So he's got Graveler, Rhyhorn, Amistar, Kabutops, Onix. There's a Camper Jerry that you can fight. He's got a Sandslash, which is pretty cool. And then it's really still pretty basic in Silver, Gold, and Crystal. At least it's just the same gen, but in full blown color.
Yeah,
like it's just very like
full blown being like
purple,
one shade of color.
So not full blown, but it's still the same exact look as it is in Red and Blue, in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Except one change is you can't avoid Camper Jerry. Oh. You have to fight him. He moved to the top row.
Oh, okay.
They figured it out. They're like, oh gosh, we gotta move him up. In the remakes of the Gen 2 games, Soul Silver, Heart Gold, same idea, more robust team, because you're meeting him much later in the game. Same exact Pokemon. There are 2 trainers in Soul Silver and Heart Gold instead of just the one. Camper Jerry gets a friend, Hiker Edwin. And he has a Golem. Yeah. Camper Jerry has a Rhydon in that one. And the leveling is kind of crazy, because in Silver, Gold, and Crystal, Brock's Pokemon are all in the 40s. The Camper Jerry Pokemon's in the 30s.
Yeah.
In Soul Silver and Heart Gold, all of the Pokemon are in the 50s. The design, it's more of like an amphitheater look to it. Like there's clearly areas for fans. So it's almost like it's a building block to what Let's Go becomes, where you've actually got the people in the audience interacting. You can see that kind of link to the anime there too. And then there's different layers of rock that border the stone pathing is really all there is that's different.
Well, cool.
You can actually see, if you go to Bulbapedia, just so for you, if you all are visual learners and you're not listening to me in a car while you're driving, please don't do this while you're driving. You can go to Bulbapedia, and you can look up the gems, and you can actually see like still images of each version of that
side
gem, which is cool.
Yeah.
So if you need a visual for what we're talking about, that'll help.
Yeah.
This is the first time in release order that we see 2 encounter trainers instead of just 1. In the Heart Gold Soul Silver. So like I mentioned, there's 2 in Let's Go and 2 in this game.
Yeah.
But you can avoid both of them in Hearts.
Even though you couldn't avoid one of them in Soul
in Heart Gold and
regular?
Soul Silver, you can avoid both of them.
Interesting.
I don't know why that's funny to me. I don't know why that's my note in almost every single one, but I think it's silly that it's like, now you can't avoid me, and now you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Pewter City. Do you have any thoughts on that before we move on to Cerulean?
I just enjoyed that they got bolder and bolder with their design.
Okay. Anyways. Oh, sorry. I didn't mention this. The TM changes. You don't get TMs from the Kanto gym leaders in Silver, Gold, and Crystal ever. It's just not something you do. But they change a little bit. There you get Bide in the first or like the original games. You get Rock Tomb and Fire Red Leaf Green. You get Headbutt in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
They change.
And then Rock Slide in Soul Silver and Heart Gold, which I thought was interesting that they changed that much.
Yeah.
And the badge you get is the Boulder badge in that game.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that. I think all of the badges that I have in my research were appropriately named except for one, but I still like it anyway.
Yeah.
Then we go to Cerulean City, which is where my girl Misty is, the water type queen.
Yeah.
She is one of the best characters in the entire franchise, and you get to see her at this gym. It's very exciting. I cried the first time I saw her. I'm just kidding. I didn't cry. I did cry when I saw her in Let's Go, though. And you were like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm just happy. Leave me alone." You get to go to Cerulean City, and you get to experience the wonder of water Pokemon, which is great as long as you didn't pick Charmander. If you pick Charmander, it's a rough road the first 2 gyms, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You need to balance that out with some other types. But Misty primarily fights with Staryu and Starmie. That's like that's her thing. There's a couple changes to it as we go through the different versions, and then definitely some changes to the encounter trainers that you find in the gyms as well, and how to access those. So when you go into the Cerulean City gym in the original games, it is very lackluster because it is truly just a dock.
I think it's cool that
but indoors.
I think it's cool that it's a dock. They could have just done like
a puddle.
Well, they could have just done like pools off to the side, and it'd still be like a concrete walkway.
You're
I think
right.
it's
See,
interesting
like walking
that it's a
over
dock.
it is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I was looking at the picture of it, and I was like, oh yeah, I really just do be looking like the outside docks, just inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. What we're working with. It's very, very basic. You've got 2 trainers in a Cerulean City gym. You've got a swimmer, which has a Horsey and a Shelter, and you've got a junior trainer, which has a Goldeen. In the red, blue, and yellow version, it's the same. You get the Cascade badge when you beat her. That won't change in any of the generations. And you get Bubble Beam, which is exciting because it's a lot better of a move than Water Gun or Bubble.
Yes, yeah.
So if you have Squirtle, yay, good for you. In the Fire Red and Leaf Green version, you definitely get a little bit of an upgrade. You still have Staryu and Starmie as Misty's Pokemon. You still have 2 trainers. One's a swimmer. And they still have the same Pokemon. Picnicker Diana is the new junior trainer. She still has the same Pokemon. Nothing's really changed there. But it's really leaning into the swimming pool element in Fire Red and Leaf Green, which I really enjoyed, because now you've got some like ladders on the side that kind of show like that it's a pool. Like it feels like a gym, and I don't know how else to say that without sounding stupid, but like it feels like they go there, they work out by swimming, and then they also let their water Pokemon out and train with them, and it just makes sense. It just, I don't know why, but you've got like little things that kind of allude to that, like the ladders, and then there's like some more like pool like flooring now. So it's definitely an update. Not the best update to this gym, in my opinion, but it's definitely a good little update.
Sure.
And you get Water Pulse now when you beat her.
Oh.
Which is a nice move.
Water Pulse is pretty good.
Yeah. And then finally in Let's Go, you get, it's no longer Staryu and Starmie, it's Psyduck and Starmie.
That kind of makes sense.
Cool.
I'm surprised that wasn't the case in Yellow.
I am too, because there are a lot of changes in Yellow that
are made for the anime,
that match the anime, but it's a cute nod to the anime that she's got Psyduck in the Let's Go games. My favorite part is the encounter trainers, though, in the Let's Go games. So now we don't have swimmers, we don't have picnickers, we have Beauty Lily, Beauty Violet, and Beauty Daisy, which are all of the names of Misty's sisters in the anime.
Oh, very cool.
Which I thought was really cute.
Yeah, super cute.
And that they're all beauties.
Yes.
And they all have, I'm pretty sure that this goes well with the theming of the anime, where Beauty Lily has a Goldeen, Violet has a Shelter, and Daisy has a Seal.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I thought that was so cute. There is a huge upgrade to the gym in Let's Go 2. Like, might be my favorite.
As there should be with the graphical upgrade.
Well, like we said for Brock, it was nice to see they really did upgrade it.
Yes. Yeah.
The trainers, so the sisters, are on diving boards.
Oh.
And as you walk on this beautiful, like stunning glass path over the water, they do these graceful dives down to you.
Yeah.
So there is no avoiding them. Because you're walking in a straight line to Misty and they're diving down to you.
Yeah.
But it's so pretty and so worth it. Like, very cute. There are people in the stands watching. It feels like a cool Pokemon themed swim meet is basically like the vibe. But yeah, that's probably my favorite rendition of that gym.
Yeah.
If we go to Gen 2, it's kind of the same thing, where in Silver, Gold, and Crystal, there's really no changes to the gym itself. Like they truly made that this is a canonical sequel, and this gym is going to look the same.
Yeah.
The main thing about this gym is obviously the upgrade to the Pokemon and the trainers, with it being later in the game. Like, Misty's got Golduck because Psyduck evolved. She's got Quagsire, she's got Lapras, and she's got Starmie. And then each of the trainers, who are all swimmers in this gen, they all have, there's one trainer that has like 2 Horsey and a Seadra, which is crazy. But the rest of them have like CK and Golduck.
Yeah.
It's pretty good mix of water Pokemon. The cool fact about the Gen 2 games, with Misty's gym specifically, is that there is a story element that you have to visit that gym and like actually go surfing in the pool to access. So there's a machine part that is in the middle of the pool. After you visit the Kanto power plant, you have to go find that to restore plant manager operations.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember this at all. And I played through both of them growing up, but I do not. I mean, it has been.
And even I've definitely restarted and picked up silver version a lot, but like I don't get that far very often.
It's also like you are so much better at remembering stuff than I am, because you and I started playing very early on in our relationship. We started playing Gold and Silver together, just like regular Gold and Silver, and I remember you were talking about like, oh yeah, we have to fight this gym leader, and then we moved to this gym leader, and you were just pulling that out of your brain, and I was like, I don't even remember what the types of the gyms are, much less their names and where they are, what
big
town
brain
they're
strats.
in. Yeah, so that's cool though. I'm excited to get back to that.
I did forget to mention you get Scald for beating her in Let's Go.
Oh, Scald
which is really
great.
cool.
Scald's
it's a great
move.
Nothing in Silver, Gold, Crystal, because again they just didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the remake, the Heart Gold, Soul Silver games, she's got the same Pokemon team, but there's a ton more trainers for some reason. There's been between 2 and 3 most of the renditions of this game. For some reason, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there are 5 trainers, 3 swimmers, and 2 sailors. And they have a very wide variety of Pokemon. So like there's like a Cloyster now, there's a Azumarill.
Yeah.
And it's nice that they've like branched out a little bit more. Did I mention that the swimming pool for Fire Red and Leaf Green is like was that like the vibe? Because this is like swimming pool on steroids now at this point. They've got like little lane lines where like swim lane lines. They've got diving panels. They've got the little flotation rings. It's very cute. It's very detailed in this one.
In gold and silver, or heart gold and soul silver?
Heart gold and soul silver.
Okay.
And you get water pulse when you beat her, and it's just cool. It's a good mix. But it's I just thought that was crazy that there were 5 encounter trainers in this rendition of the game. It's same as the OG Gen 2 games. You get the machine part in the water in the remakes as well. And then it's also neat because you have to have surf to be able to reach the swimmer trainers in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Which,
I mean,
like,
you
do.
Yeah,
you do. But like it's good to keep in mind because if you don't have like your HM heavy water Pokemon with you that knows like Whirlpool and all that, you have to go get it. Yeah, they're like in the water. You have to go to them if you wanna have a match.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And then moving on to your favorite gym. I don't know if it's your favorite gym, but your favorite Pokemon is there.
My favorite Pokemon is absolutely there.
We're going to the Vermilion City gym, which in Red and Blue, it's interesting because you get the trainers that you face in Red, Blue, and Yellow are all pretty much the same. There's a little bit of a mix on what Pokemon they have, but it's mostly Magnemites, Voltorbs, and Pikachus.
Yeah.
But there are no Pikachus that the encounter trainers have in Yellow. The only person
that makes sense.
The only person that has a Pokemon in the Pikachu line is Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference between his party in the Red and Blue games and his party in the Yellow game is in Red and Blue, he's got Voltorb, he's got Pikachu, he's got Raichu.
Mm-hmm.
In the Yellow version, because it's following that anime storyline as much as it can, he's only got Raichu, and it's a strong Raichu too. It's a level 28 Raichu.
Yes, yeah.
As opposed
he's a
to
big
his
boy.
As opposed to his level 18, level 21, and level 24 Pokemon in the Red and Blue games.
Yeah.
All 3 of those games, Red, Blue, Yellow, they all have it's a pretty basic gym. I guess all of the original games are going to be kind of basic, but it's 2 rooms.
Yeah.
There's one main room.
At least it's 2 rooms.
Yeah, it is 2 rooms. There's one main room, which has like 15 trash cans in it, and one small room where Lieutenant Surge is. You can like see him because it's a top-down game. You can't access him yet. He's got a little bookshelf and his own private trash can for some reason in there. And the interior kind of looks like the inside of a ship. It looks like the inside of the SS Anne.
Yeah.
A little bit. This is finally, because we have not had one yet up to this point, this is finally where we have a gym puzzle / mechanic.
Yeah.
So I cannot read the entirety of the odds on this podcast. You are welcome to look them up. We will be here all night if I do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say to you that there are 2 switches that exist at least in the first original games. There are 2 switches that exist in one of the 8 trash cans of the 15. There's like 8 trash cans that it's possible that 2 of switches are possibly in of the 15 trash cans.
Yeah.
Okay. And those must be switched on to get to Lieutenant Surge. The odds change for some reason a ton depending on which version of the Kanto games you're playing.
Okay.
And the only one that makes that really stands out is the Let's Go version. So I'll dive a little more into those just because they've got like a new element that they introduce.
Okay.
But all you need to know is you got to find those switches.
Yes.
And there's actually, the good news is there's a glitch in the first game, the Red and Blue games, where the second switch can always be found in the top left trash can.
Okay.
So as long as you can find the first switch, the second switch you can just go there if you're playing Red and Blue. Yellow, I think they fixed the glitch.
Okay.
So you actually have to find it, and like there's like 25% odds, blah blah blah. Like you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Just look in the trash cans and find your switches. When you do that, the doors will open. You can fight Lieutenant Surge. he gives you the Thunder Badge and the Thunderbolt TM.
Which is great.
Much better than
Thunder.
Thundershock.
Or Thundershock.
Oh, well, it's better than Thunder because of the accuracy. It's better than Thundershock because of the attack level.
Yes, yeah.
Unless you're counting the Viridian City gym, this is the first gym where you need an HM to access it. So you need to cut, which is much easier and much quicker to find. Or you need to know surf, so you can swim from the docks to the front of the gym.
I didn't know you could do that.
You can. I looked it up because I didn't believe it at first either, but you can.
It'd be wild if you made it. I mean, you'd have to really glitch around.
They fixed that. I don't remember. I might have mentioned it in my notes somewhere, but they fixed that eventually where you can't surf to it.
Yeah.
But like in the first games, you for sure can surf to it if you have it. So that's really it for the Gen 1 games. Then we go to the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, Gen 3, which we're back to variety with Lieutenant Surge having a Voltorb, a Pikachu, and a Raichu. The trainers all have variety. There is a change a little bit where we don't have a rocker trainer to fight anymore. We have an engineer.
Oh, cool.
Who changes back
to a rocker
later. Like, it's very it's strange.
He tried. It wasn't for corporate life. Wasn't for him.
He did. He was like, I think I need to do a side hustle and do some power work. We do finally see a little more electrical like power station vibes in the Fire Red and Leaf Green. So like rather than the doors that we saw in the first gen, there's like a circuit type current.
There's a current of electricity.
Blocking Lieutenant Surge was just pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's on his little small stage. He kicked his trash can, his bookshelf out. He's like, get out of here.
Yeah, no, he's a little dais.
Right. There are circuit breaker things on the walls. It's a neat little update.
Yeah.
Slightly easier on the switch puzzle. The first switch can be in any of the cans, and the second switch is always next to the first switch.
That's nice.
It's much improved.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not reading these odds. So that's cool, and you get Shockwave if you beat him, and I can't remember if Shockwave is cool or not. I'm assuming it's fine.
Shockwave is actually very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's solid. It does 60 base power, but it ignores accuracy and evasion stats. But it will not hit a Pokemon if they're immune. In the case of like Dig, Fly, Bounce.
Okay. Yeah. So it's decent.
It's pretty good.
In the Let's Go games, still some variety. He's got Voltorb, Magnemite, Raichu. We've got our rocker back. He quit his corporate job. He's back to being a rock star.
Yep.
Very detailed trash cans in Let's Go. Very obviously trash cans now. Like the lines. Very neat. And we now have 2 trash cans that stand out. We've got one red trash can and one blue trash can. This is what I talked about it kind of changing.
Okay.
There are also oil drums towards the back of the room. The walls are mostly brick. There are some posters on them. It's very vibrant compared to the other versions, which is nice. The puzzle. So both the red and the blue trash cans are empty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not what you think. They're not in there.
Yeah.
I thought they were in there. But once the encounter trainers are defeated, they start giving you hints to where the switches are. And they tell you that there are no switches next to the red trash can. There's at least one of the switches next to the blue trash can. The switches are in the center trash can, and the trash can can just above it, and it can be activated in any order. Is what it ends up being.
Sure. So they tell you the coordinates, kind of.
Yeah, it narrows it down. I think the way they tell you it narrows it down. It's almost like playing what's that game where you like have to pick the Minesweeper?
Yeah.
Where it narrows it down to like 2 places that they could be, and that's where it ends up being, is right dead in the center, and then the one north of it.
Okay.
This is where I hope you can help me, Galutrad.
Okay.
So you do get a TM for beating him. You get Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
But you also get his autograph, and I cannot for the life of me remember why
it's just a key item.
It's just an item?
Yeah. At some point, I forget what generation, but at some point in the game, Pokemon started developing these little, like, they're called key items, and key items have been around for a very long time, but they've started adding some that are like flavor based.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, cool. You like, here's I can't think of one, but like, here's my autograph, Lieutenant Surge. Oh, how cool! I have Surge's autograph. Like, there might be like another, like, you might be able to show it to like a person.
I thought maybe one of the Poke
but
Fan
it's
Club
probably
people.
Just a key item.
I thought maybe one of the Poke Fan Club people, but I don't.
No, yeah, someone in the Pokemon Trainer fan club is impressed by it.
Oh, Pokemon Trainer fan club.
Yeah, but like, I don't think you get anything for there. It's just it opens up like interaction, a different conversation with somebody.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, they're not like, it's just like a little extra flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are no HMs in Let's Go, but
No.
you do need the equivalent of cut to access the gym, which
Yeah.
is chop down.
Yeah, Pikachu learns it.
Pikachu and Eevee learn
Eevee,
it.
yeah, that's true. I forget. It's also Eevee.
That's really it for the Gen 1 and the remakes of that. Gen 2, Silver and Gold, you come back to Lieutenant Surge, and he's still got his Raichu, his Magnemite's evolved, and he has 2 Electrodes and an Electabuzz, which is crazy.
Cool.
It's a lot of power on that team.
Yeah.
We've got a juggler now, and then we've got guitarist Vincent. He's upgraded again. He's not just a rocker, he's a guitarist.
I feel like he's kind of downgraded a little bit. Before he was a full-on rocker. Now he's just a guitarist.
All right. And then
He could be playing classical music.
Gentleman Gregory his name has changed. He used to be Gentleman Tucker.
Yeah. They fired Tucker and
we
hired
need a
Gregory.
new gentleman. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I like to think is like it's staffing.
That's
changes.
that's the notes that I've got. So
Yeah.
certain people in gyms got fired and
Yep.
brought on someone else.
Yep. Silver, gold, crystal, same kind of pattern, basically the same as Gen 1, except the interior is more clean, is what I wrote down. And I wrote a question mark. Metallic question mark. The tiles on the floor are tiled.
Yeah.
They are definitely tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the update. The puzzle isn't active in this game, and the reason is because Red did this and they just never turned it back on.
That could be
There's
why.
like, well,
yeah, it could be why.
Someone finally solved
there's
our puzzle.
there's the now I got to start being a gym leader.
And you're going to live vicariously through me when we get to the next gym or the next rendition of this gym, because that was not correct, but that was the notes I put. I thought it was so funny that I kept it.
Okay.
In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you come back to Kanto, you face Lieutenant Surge. He has the same team as he had in Heart Gold, or as he had in Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Sure.
Same people are there. Basically the same as Fire Red and Leaf Green as far as the aesthetic. Like it really is not very unique. Slightly easier puzzle because the first switch can be in any of the cans, and the second switch is always next to the first switch. So we've got that kind of easier puzzle thing again.
So 1 in 15 and then a 1 in 4.
Yeah. Lieutenant Surge gets sunglasses. I said I was digging those. It's the only game he has sunglasses on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you knew that, but that's
No.
fun fact. My comment earlier about Red just doing it and then to be like, nah, we're not going to turn that back on is wrong. Apparently there is a comment while you're in the gym in Heart Gold and Soul Silver saying that the switch puzzle used to be broken before and now they have fixed it.
Oh.
So there you go. So I think
interesting
that someone messed up and forgot to turn it on for Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Yeah.
And then they thought it was funny and like alluded to the fact that it wasn't working in those games.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cute.
I thought it was cute too.
Yeah.
So that's why I left it. I wanted you to come on the journey with me.
Yes. Yeah.
When you beat him in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you get you get Shockwave again.
Yeah.
And that's really it for Lieutenant Surge.
Okay. Well, cool.
And now, last but not least, before we go to break, my favorite gym and gym leader, the best one, the best girl.
Not Misty.
Misty is my favorite character from the anime. You know this. We've talked about this. Erica is my favorite gym leader.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So good. My favorite gym. We're going to Celadon City, baby. I tried to say that while I was talking about Misty 5 times.
Yeah.
Cerulean Celadon, very similar. We're going to Celadon City, baby. We're going to go get our rainbow badge, which makes 0 sense.
No, yeah, it's a rainbow. It's nature.
I think it's weird. I think it should be like the grass badge, pedal badge.
Okay,
or something. I don't know.
sure.
But anyway, we're going to go face grass type Pokemon at Erica's gym, at Erica's all ladies only gym, which makes no sense because you can't play as a lady until Let's Go Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Fire and Leaf Green.
Until Crystal.
Anyways, you can't play as a lady in red, blue, yellow, gold, silver.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how did they get in? They're not dressed up as Ashley when they go in.
Ash had the same problem in the anime.
I know, it's crazy. But anyway, a ladies only gym is what you will face when you go to Celadon City Gym.
Yeah.
Erica's team varies pretty much every single rendition, just a smidge. And I'll explain why. But in the first 2 games, in Red and Blue, she's got Victory Bell, your favorite. She's got Tangela, and she's got Vileplume, my favorite. Okay, cool. So we both win, right? Okay.
Tangela, keeping the peace.
Lots of lady trainers, lots of lasses, lots of beauties. There's a cool trainer in there, which I'm like, that became an ace trainer. I thought that was a cool thing. I like to see the evolution of the names.
Yeah.
And then one junior trainer, which I think is a picnicker, later a camper. I can't remember which one. But anyway. I did try to look at all of the team Pokemon once gender for Pokemon becomes a thing. I did try to see if they had only lady Pokemon, and they don't.
Oh,
so that's not a fun fact for you.
No.
There's like a couple trainers that have, like the Bulbasaur and Ivysaurs are always boys for some reason. But they've got a pretty good mix, though, considering this is a Gen 1, the OG game, and there's only 150 Pokemon.
Well, there's a lot of grass type Pokemon.
There are a lot of grass type Pokemon. So they've got like Bellsprouts, Weepinbells, Oddishes, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Execute is in there. Gloom makes an appearance a couple times. So they've got quite a mix in there. The only real difference between red, blue, and yellow as far as the teams go is the fact that Erica has a Gloom instead of a Vileplume on her team, and that's obviously because of the anime.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of couldn't believe, I kind of forgot how small and basic the Celadon City gym is, even in red and blue, because I've played so many later renditions of the games
where
that are
huge.
Where it becomes maze-like eventually.
Yeah.
But it is very, very basic in the
is.
beginning. It is a room that has, I guess, like, I don't even want to, I said smaller room, but it's more of like a clearing because there's trees as the border.
Yeah.
Kind of like there are rocks
Maybe
as the
like,
borders.
or like hedges. They could be hedges.
Yeah, they could be hedges.
That's
They
idea,
look like a
least.
little tree icon.
Yeah.
So they're blocking the main, there's 4 trainers inside of that little clearing, and then there's 4 trainers outside of that clearing. Erica is in the room, but it is not obvious unless you know what you're looking for. Like if you don't know what Erica looks like, it's not obvious which trainer is the gym leader because they're all just lined up on this interior room.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And I guess you could consider that as part of the puzzle, but like,
she's the center one, though, isn't she?
Yeah.
So.
No. Because there's 4. There is no center.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's one of the center ones.
Ah.
So there's even one on that you could not ever.
I feel like that's for sure on purpose, because there's in one of the gyms that I'm going to talk about, there's an interesting thing like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 of the trainers on the outside room, the larger room, before you go into this interior clearing area, which you need cut to do. You need cut to access this gym at all, but you need cut to get into this little area as well. 2 of those trainers are optional. You can avoid fighting them if you want to, which you might, because this is such a trainer heavy room.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much it. Like, that's the tweet. That's it about that gym, is that it's a room with a room section, a room within a room.
The original games are going to be pretty basic.
Yeah. I never noticed this until researching this game, but I do have a fun fact for you.
Okay.
The Celadon City gym in the first 3 gens, which is red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, fire, red, leaf, green.
Yeah.
Those are gens 1, 2, and 3. It's shaped like the female symbol.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, it's got like a circle, which is that interior room, and then it's got the pathing makes like a cross shape.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
That is cute.
And that's because it's an all-female gym. And Ash tries to become Ashley and goes in there and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When we go to fire red and leaf green, it does change. It's a lot more vibrant than the original. We're back to having some optional trainers. There's even like some optional routes that you can take to get into the interior room. So like instead of there being one singular tree that you have to cut, there's 3. There's 2 on each side and 1 in the middle. But it's pretty much the same. Gen 3 does, however, have some of the cutest nature artwork and graphics in general. And so I loved that there were like the trees look more textured, and there were little like flowers and like blades of grass on the ground and like stuff like that. So like just a little, like a cute little update to that. And then Let's Go, crazy update. Absolutely stunning. Like, I want to go there right now.
Okay.
Hedge maze, completely hedge maze. Once you get to that level, you can, when you go into the gym, you can like see Erica standing in the distance underneath like the floral arches. Yeah. Like right when you walk in, you can see her, but you can't access her because you have to go through the maze and fight the encounter trainers and navigate like which way to get to her. There are like little ledges you can jump off to that will block your path from going back up. There are little branches that kind of block your path.
Yeah.
That you can chop down, and it's just very beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so pretty. I just love it. It looks like a royal garden of some kind. So very pretty. Her team hasn't really changed. Again, it's just still Tangela, Weepinbell, Vileplume at this point. Trainers haven't really changed other than the updates to the trainer names. Like I said, there's Ace Trainer now instead of Cool Trainer or whatever. And that is the mechanic, the hedge maze part.
Yeah.
That is the mechanic for Let's Go. So that's really it there. When you rematch Erica, she adds a Parasect and an Executor. That's it, a Parasect and an Executor to her team.
Okay.
Which is a cool addition to that. You get Giga Drain in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I didn't mention that, but it goes back to Mega Drain in Let's Go. You get Mega Drain when you beat her. In Silver and Gold, you go and she's got the same core she started with the same core team that she started with in the Gen 1 game. She started with Oddish, Tangela, and Bellsprout, I'm guessing, because she still has Tangela and Victory Bell, but she's got Blossom to kind of add to the
Gen 2
Pokemon. And she's got a Jumpluff, which is a cute little addition.
Yeah.
So that's cute. We get a twin encounter.
Yeah.
The twins Joe and Zoe are in the gym this time, along with like Lass and Beauty and some of the other trainers. And the mix is still very much the same, except we've added like Skiploom and Hoplip and Jumpluff to the mix now too.
Okay.
The gym looks basically the same as blue and red and yellow. It's a small room with a room in the back that has Erica and one other trainer. Cut isn't required to navigate inside the gym anymore. And they've added like flower beds to update the design. Yeah. So it's pretty simplistic, but at least they changed it a little bit from the first gen game.
Sure.
I do want to note, you don't need Cut, like I said, to access around the gym, but you do need it to access the gym itself still. Yeah. It's still a requirement. But I mean, this is post-game, so you have Cut in your repertoire somewhere. Yeah. For Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's pretty much the same. Same team. It's a little bit stronger of a team. The encounter trainers have stronger Pokemon, but the same like mix of Pokemon. Mm-hmm. You get Giga Drain in the Gen 2 games and the remake, so you get that as the TM that you get. Oh, you do get a TM from her in Gold and Silver? Yeah, you do get Giga Drain in the Heart Gold and Soul. You get Giga Drain in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. You also get it in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's interesting because I also from my research, only one gym gives a TM in Gold and Silver. That's so Crystal. Weird. I wonder why only one or only two gyms the whole time. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, so that is something to know, is you do get a TM there, and it's the same for both the remake and the original. Okay. And Giga Drain's a great move. Great of the draining, of the absorb Mega Drain, Giga Drain, that's the best one. It's a great move. Such an upgrade in Heart Gold and Soul Silver not from Let's Go, obviously, that's a later game, but from like the first few generations. It's much larger than it has been, and it's kind of giving like a greenhouse botanical garden vibe in that one. Yeah. So there are arches with like lush green leaves and flowers on them. You can even see like a little bit of like the irrigation system they use, like coming from the it might be the ceiling or the walls. I don't remember which one. But super cute. Baby girl is in the back on her own stage, front and center, as she should be. Icon. Yeah. Such an iconic gym leader. This one, I feel like, is the first time we get a puzzle as far as chronologically the order of the games for the gym, because you're kind of navigating. Those arches cover just enough where you can't really tell where to exit them, and it gives like a maze quality to it. So you can see where that was the first time that happened, and then they took that and they ran with it and Let's Go. Like it's very obvious like how it evolved from there. Yeah. Which is really cool and just very pretty. It was a very pretty touch to the gyms in general. Cool. Yep. Neat. And that's it. All right. Well, that's cool. That's gens 1 through 4. Gyms, not gens. Gyms 1 through 4. Yeah. Well, Kanto. Cool. We'll take a quick little break here, and then we will go on, and I'll explain gyms 5 through 8. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Awesome.
Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Katie.
And we'd like to tell you about our show, Another Zelda Podcast. Whether you've been playing Zelda games from the beginning,
or just started with Breath of the Wild, we have something for everyone.
from deep dives into how the games are made, review episodes.
We even make top 10 lists and do a bit of music talk.
That's right. If it's about The Legend of Zelda, we cover it. Listen to Another Zelda Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll see you there.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
How
You
was
ready?
How was your cake?
We didn't have cake. We don't have cake on a cake break. It's not close enough to anybody's birthday. Anyways, are you ready to learn about gyms? You know, you've got me doing it. Gyms 5 through 8.
It's hard to say Gen and gyms. It's also hard to say the Gen 2. Like, I want to say Gen 2 games, but they're different
But they're
generations.
not, because it's Generation 4. the Johto games. So the next gym on our list is the Fuchsia City Gym, and it features the Poison-type trainers or Poison-type Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
For defeating the Fuchsia City Gym, you receive the Soul Badge.
Yep.
In Generation 1, Red, Blue, and Yellow, you fight against Koga. In Red and Blue, Koga has a coughing, a muck, and a wheezing as his ace Pokemon.
I will say really quick, I am grateful as games progress that like the mix of the variety of Pokemon gets a little more varying, and that there's not as much of the coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing.
Well, yeah, and you know what? You're absolutely right about that, because in Yellow version, Koga features a Venonat,
Mm-hmm.
a Venonat, a Venonat, and a Venomoth.
Great.
And that's what he's got. Also in the gym, we've got 4 jugglers and 2 tamer trainers. The first juggler has a Drowsy and a Kadabra. The second juggler has a Hypno. The third juggler has 3 Drowsies and 1 Kadabra. And then the last juggler has a Drowsy and a Hypno. The tamers the first one has an Arbok, actually has 2 Arboks and a Sandslash. And then the second one has a Sandslash and an Arbok.
And it's interesting that we're adding Hypno and Drowsy to the mix in these gyms, because
They are not
they're
poison
not
type.
poison type
No,
at all,
yeah. Let me tell you, you thought that Generation 1 games had poor gym designs. Nothing is worse than the Fuchsia City Gym. It is a large, empty room with invisible walls, so you don't see them. And it's incredibly basic flooring, like it's just panels.
Right. Yep.
And there are 6 trainers in there other than Koga. And that's the puzzle mechanic of the gym, is that the walls are invisible. However, because of the way graphics work, in Generation 1, if we were playing Red, Blue, and Yellow on a normal Game Boy, the walls are invisible. However, when you use a multicolored palette on the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy Advance, the walls are exposed, because you can see that there are little invisible lines where the walls there should be. There you can see that the floor stops at little spots, and that's where the wall is.
That's how you do it, folks.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a cool gym, I guess.
Yeah.
In the remake, Fire Red and Leaf Green, Koga uses the same exact team that he used in Red and Blue.
Mhm.
However, now we have names for all of our jugglers and tamers. So there's Juggler Nate, Juggler Caden, Juggler Kirk, Tamer Edgar, Tamer Phil, and Juggler Sean, but they all use the same exact team. Admittedly, because Fire Red and Leaf Green does have more graphics than Red, Blue, and Yellow, it looks a lot nicer as a gym goes. It's still a large empty room, so that's fun.
Mhm.
But you do at least have like a more tatami mat style flooring, and you have windows on the back wall, and there's like this cute little heart shape. In fact, I actually noticed this in all of Fire Red and Leaf Green's gyms. There's like a little column somewhere in the gym that shows what the gym badge looks like.
Oh, okay.
Which is very cute. And Koga is now standing on a centralized mat in the middle of the gym rather than the exact same flooring as all the other trainers. So it's a little bit more like in your face.
Yeah, it's obvious he's the leader.
Yeah. But it's good. It's a decent little upgrade. In the Generation 2 games, in the Johto games, Gold, Silver, Crystal, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the gym leader is no longer Koga, and in fact, it is Janine, who is Koga's daughter. She took up the gym duties in Generations 2 and 4, while Koga went off to join the Elite Four. Janine does utilize a much more interesting team, whereas in both Generation 2 and Generation 4, she uses a Crobat, 2 Weezings, an Ariados, and a Venomoth.
Okay.
Janine really did come in, though, and say, you know what? All of y'all are fired because now there are just 4 trainers with her in the gym, and none of them are the same. We have Lass Linda, who uses a Bulbasaur, an Ivysaur, and a Venusaur, which is cool, a Venusaur. We have Picnicker Cindy, who uses a Nidoqueen, Camper Barry, who uses a Nidoking, and Lass Alice, who uses Gloom, Arbok, and then another Gloom.
Okay.
Although I will say, in the Heart Gold Soul Silver games, they did upgrade one of her. She's the only one who featured an upgrade to her team where one of her Glooms became a Vileplume.
Okay.
So that's very cool.
Okay.
In Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the mechanics are a little bit different because unlike in Red, Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, Leaf Green, all of the trainers look like Janine.
Oh, yeah.
They're all designed to look like her. And in fact, you can skip all of them and just fight Janine. Janine is the top left trainer. She's no longer in the center of the gym. She's the top left trainer.
Okay.
So you can just go straight to her if you want. But it's interesting because they're all hidden and look like her, which is kind of fun. So it adds a little bit of a difficulty to the mechanics of the gym.
Yeah.
The room in Heart Gold and Soul Silver takes on a much more dojo style look with the mats and the flooring. The door shutters have like that kind of like paper texture wall that you see in like traditional
like
Japanese
screen.
homes. A screen. Yeah, the screen
Yeah.
doors. And there's a large poster with a pink heart on the back wall, which is cute. Again, a reference back to the Soul Badge. Finally, in Generation 7 for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, we're back to fighting Koga because it's a reference back to the original games. He does still have he has a very similar team to what he had previously, which was he has a Weezing and a Muck, but this time he does have a Golbat and a Venomoth. He also fired a few people. We do still have Tamer Phil, who's rocking a Nidorina and a Nidorino. Juggler Caden became an ace trainer, and ace trainer Caden now has Muck and Beedrill. Tamer, or they fired somebody and hired ace trainer Annie, who is brand new, and she's got an Ivysaur and a Weezing. Then we have Juggler Kirk with a Haunter, Juggler Harry with a Haunter, and then Tamer Edgar with an Arbok. Now, with the graphics fully realized, we see a crowd of onlookers gazing onto the gym arena. It still has the invisible walls, so it still is very much just a large empty room. Koga, though, now stands proudly on a raised mat at the center of the room and is in very cool looking ninja gear. And the back wall features carvings of Pokemon used in the gym, such as Golbat, Muck, and Venomoth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a very cute little detail.
Yeah, I looked it up.
There is also in the Let's Go games, there's a little bit of a mechanic just to get into the gym. You have to have caught at least 50 different species of Pokemon in order to challenge the gym.
Okay.
So that's very cool.
Yeah.
The TM that you receive for beating Koga in Red, Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, and Leaf Green, and also Gold, Silver, and Crystal is TM06 Toxic.
Okay.
In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you receive TM84 Poison Jab. And then back again in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, you get TM27, which is also toxic because they added on some new TMs.
So this must be the only one in Gold, Silver, Crystal. Where
Yes, yeah, this was the only one for me
so
where
weird.
you got. I know, I don't understand it,
Yeah.
but that's what the research was showing.
Very
so
random.
So yeah, so that's Fuchsia City. So Saffron City Gym, that is where we fight the psychic type Pokemon of Sabrina. In Red and Blue, Sabrina has a Kadabra, a Mr. Mime, a Venomoth, and an Alakazam. And then, unfortunately, in Yellow, she gets a downgrade because she just has an Abra, a Kadabra, and an Alakazam. And the Abra just knows Teleport.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of just cannon fodder. And then she has a Kadabra and an Alakazam, which admittedly, you could do worse than having just a Kadabra and an Alakazam on your team.
Is that, which game? Which game
Yellow.
is that? Is that how it is in the anime?
In the anime, she just uses Kadabra.
Okay, so
Yeah.
weird.
In the gym with Sabrina, in those games, red and blue and yellow, we have 4 psychic type trainers and 3 channeler trainers.
Mm-hmm.
The first psychic uses 2 slowpokes and a slowbro. Second psychic uses a Mr. Mime and a Kadabra. The third psychic uses a slowbro. And the fourth psychic uses 2 Kadabras, a slowpoke, and a Mr. Mime. The channelers one of them uses a Haunter, the other one uses a Ghastly and a Haunter, and then the third one uses 2 Ghastlies and a Haunter.
Interesting.
Generation 1 Saffron City Gym consists of 9 very basic rooms on a 3x3 grid, where each room, except for the entry room and Sabrina's room, contains 4 warp pads that are connected to another pad in the grid. The route to get to Sabrina with the fewest amount of warps requires 4 warps, which are the very starting warp that you have to stand on when you walk into the gym. Then you take the top left warp pad, then the bottom left warp pad, and then the bottom left warp pad again, and that will remain consistent up until Generation 7, where the Saffron City Gym vastly changes.
Yeah, that's like a neon sign.
Yeah. The design of the gym is honestly, it's a little bit headache inducing, and maybe that's on purpose because they're trying to mess with you psychically. The floor is made up of small checkerboard squares, and because the character sprites aren't very unique, there are only 4 different quote unquote designed rooms, which are the starting room, Sabrina's room, a room with a psychic trainer, and then a room with a channeler trainer. So you can really easily get lost because they all just look the same.
It kind of looks like, and I haven't played the original games in a long time, but it almost looks like the same tiling and the same warp pads that you use in the Saffron City, like the tower where you fight Team Rocket. What's that building called?
The Pokemon Tower, the where you get the Sylph Scope.
Yeah, the Sylph Company.
Yeah.
Building. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like to me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It might be. It's been a while since I've played those.
It's rough though. I'm looking at the top-down view of the whole gym, and it's rough looking.
Yeah,
for sure.
In Generation 1, 3, and 7, there's a Team Rocket grunt that is initially blocking the Saffron City Gym, making the gym inaccessible until the player has actually driven Team Rocket out of the Silphco office building. So that might introduce you to the whole warp pad idea.
Yeah.
In Generation 3, Fire Red and Leaf Green, Sabrina uses the same team as Red and Blue, Kadabra, Mr. Mime, Venomoth, and Alakazam. And our trainers, once again, all get names. Their names are Cameron, Tyson, Stacy, Preston, Amanda, Tasha, and Johan. Or Johan, maybe. Generation 3 is primarily the same as the 2 previous generations, being 2, which I'll talk about in a moment, and then 1. Except now the gym has taken on a much more purple aesthetic, which means thankfully they have done away with the checkerboard flooring.
Yeah.
And then Sabrina is standing on a rather lovely looking rug, or maybe a platform or a podium. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks nice. She's like standing on something now, not just standing on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
In Generation 2, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Sabrina has an Espeon, which is level 46.
As she should.
A Mr. Mime, and an Alakazam. And also so there are 4 trainers now, just one in each corner of the gym, which are Medium Rebecca, who has a Drowsy and a Hypno, Psychic Jared, who has a Mr. Mime, an Execute, and another Execute, Medium Doris, who has a Slowpoke and a Slowbro, and then Psychic Franklin, who has a Kadabra.
Very cool.
Yeah. Generation 2, Generation 2 actually happens to be the main reason why I personally think that the developers were trying to do physical psychic damage to the player, because for some reason they took the already disorienting and eye-straining checkerboard floor and rotated it 45 degrees, now giving it also a slight 3D look. And I'm just looking at the still image, not even walking around in the game. I was like, this hurts my brain to look at.
It's rough. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why I think they were going for that. In Generation 4, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Sabrina uses the exact same team, though it is leveled up into the 50s now. But the trainer teams get really interesting because now we have a few Generation 3 and 4 trainer or Pokemon as well. So Medium Rebecca now has a Bronzor and a Hypno. Psychic Jared uses Mr. Mime, Execute, and then an Execute again. Medium Darcy still has a Slowpoke and a Slowbro, but then Psychic Franklin has a Kadabra and a Girafarig, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Generation 4 gets an absolutely insane update to the gym's aesthetics. It now features a ton of very tech style parts, which was interesting.
It looks very sci-fi.
Yeah. Much less like brains, magic, psychic, and more very tech psychic sci-fi type of stuff. Techie parts that aren't just the warp pad. There are also these large electrical cables that are sprawling horizontally across the walls. And Sabrina is now standing on a super intimidating dais that you have to walk up. And now there's a portal out of her chamber direct to the start of the gym, which was not the case in the previous games. You had to go back through the maze. Which is
nice. Yeah, that's a nice upgrade.
Yeah. But that's not even close to the wild upgrade that we're going to get in the Generation 7 Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games. Sabrina is now rocking Mr. Mime, a Slowbro, a Jinx, and a Alakazam.
Okay.
Our trainers for the gym are Psychic Johan with a Slowbro and a Kadabra, Channeler Stacy with a Haunter, Ace Trainer Amanda with a Jinx, Channeler Imari with a Haunter, Ace Trainer Cameron with 2 Kadabras, and then Psychic Preston with a Hypno. Things have gone crazy inside Saffron City Gym in the Let's Go games, because inside of the gym, it is now just an entire city.
Yeah, it's like a cityscape.
Yes.
Yeah.
You fight on top of rooftops of skyscrapers, all of which have a very neon pink and blue aesthetic to them. There are skylights in the background, and I'm just not really sure how the vibe with this gym relates to psychic type Pokemon. It's just like a city. I feel like Steel type would be better here. Before, it was a little bit of a brain teaser to get around, but now because of the depth of view that you're offered in the 3D game, you can easily tell where you are on each warp pad that you have to take from warping around from rooftop to rooftop. But there is still a route that takes the fewest warps. It's a bit more complicated because now there are 11 rooftops versus just 9 rooms. But that route is you take the starting portal, then you take the bottom left or the top left portal. They go to the same place. You take the top right, the bottom right again. Then your paths can split via either taking the top right and then top left, or the bottom right and then top right. And then finally, you take the top right left portal.
I hope you're all writing this down.
Yes, yeah. And you'll end up at Sabrina. It's very weird. But again, it's not so disorienting as it was in the previous games where you feel like you're just walking in circles because you have that concept of 3D space. So that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Let's Go and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, the player needs to have a Pokemon that is level 45 or higher in their party in order to be allowed to challenge the gym.
Okay.
However, they are not required to use that Pokemon at the gym if they so choose. So you just have to show up with it and then be like, all right, and then go put it back in the box.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point, a little fun fact for you, at some point prior to Generation 1 or to the Generation 1 games, both Sabrina's gym and the Karate Masters Fighting Dojo laid claim to the status of being an official Indigo League Pokemon gym.
Okay.
This is like lore within the games.
Yeah.
Due to the type advantage that the gym's psychic types Pokemon have over the dojo's fighting types, Sabrina easily won the challenge and became the official gym leader of Saffron City.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But that's why there's 2 gyms in Saffron City. In Pokemon Red and Green, which are the Japanese games, there's an oversight here. There's a bug. By returning to the gym after losing the battle against Sabrina, the game will consider it that the player has won. And the player is then registered as a winner and receives both the Marsh Badge and the TM. It was an error that was fixed in Pokemon Blue, which the Japanese version of Pokemon Blue, which is it's what the international versions Pokemon Red and Blue are based off of. So that's why we don't have that glitch in our game.
Gotcha.
In Red, Blue, and Yellow, you receive TM46 Psywave. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, you get TM04 Calm Mind. Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you do not get a TM, but in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you get TM48 Skill Swap.
Okay.
And then again in Let's Go Pikachu, you get Calm Mind again, but this time it's TM33.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Calm mind.
Yes. It's indeed.
You will need it.
No, for sure. Honestly, just thinking about the image of the gym gives my eye like a strain.
Yeah, it's rough. It is very
It's real
rough.
bad.
Yeah.
Moving on to Gym 7, we have Cinnabar Island, which is the Cinnabar Island gym. This one is super interesting as far as like how the gym changes from time to time. So Cinnabar Island features fire type Pokemon, and for beating the gym leader Blaine, you get the Volcano Badge. In Pokemon Red and Blue, Blaine uses a Growlithe, a Ponyta, a Rapidash, and an Arcanine.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Pokemon Yellow, he uses a Ninetales, a Rapidash, and an Arcanine. In this gym, there are 7 trainers that you can battle if you want to. You do not have to battle a single one because in generations 1, 3, and I guess 7 as well, though it does take a little bit of a different look to it. But instead of battling, you can choose to open each of the locked doors by taking a quiz. The quiz questions are trivia about various Pokemon, and you can answer them in order to unlock the doors. However, if you fail, that is when you would have to battle either a burglar or a super nerd in order to unlock the door. If you battle them first before accessing the like big computer in each room to take the quiz, the door will just open once you beat them. So you don't have to do the quiz.
That first gen has the same horrific flooring I see as Sabrina.
Yes. Interestingly, early fun fact for you. In Generation 1, and this is even in the English, the international games, the answer to let me ask you this. Does Caterpie evolve into Butterfree? Yes or no?
No, it doesn't evolve into Butterfree.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but it does eventually.
Evolves into Metapod.
Yeah, it does eventually. If you answered yes, which you wouldn't be mistaken for, because if you answer yes, that is the correct answer. This was fixed in Fire Red and Leaf Green, where answering no, because no, it evolves into Metapod, not Butterfree. But apparently in our games, they skipped Metapod in Generation 1, Red and Blue, and Yellow. They skipped Metapod and they were just like, nope, it evolves into Butterfree eventually. So yes is the true answer. Very, very weird. That's like the mechanic of this gym. So are you ready? We're going to have a Pokemon quiz.
Oh my gosh. Okay. An unglitched one or a glitched
one? An unglitched one.
Okay,
Get it right and the door opens to the next room. Get it wrong and you face the trainer.
Okay.
If you want to conserve your Pokemon for the gym leader, then get it right.
Okay.
Here we go. Question 1. Caterpie evolves into Butterfree.
No.
The answer is yes. Because that's how it was broken. But no, you are correct. The answer is no for that. Question 2. There are 9 certified Pokemon League badges. Yes or no?
No.
That is correct.
There are 8.
Poliwag evolves 3 times. Yes or no?
No.
That is correct. Are Thunder moves effective against ground element type Pokemon?
No.
That is correct. Pokemon of the same kind and level are not identical.
Yes.
That is correct.
Okay,
They are
great.
not identical.
I hate the not in
because you
there.
can have different moves and different experience levels and all that. Experience points. TM28 contains Tombstoner.
No.
That is correct. It does not contain
I got
Tombstoner.
scared.
So there's your yay. You passed the Pokemon
Yay,
quiz.
I did it. I can just go to Blaine.
Yeah, you can just go
Woo!
straight to Blaine. I love it. I think it's so funny. I really love. So in Generation 1, the Cinnabar Gym is a very high-tech affair. It features a series of sealed doors and rooms. Each room has a machine in the back that you and I were actually just talking about this earlier today because we were watching a 70s Disney movie. And like I so love the way technology is portrayed as like futuristic back then. It's all huge, big and bulky and like, you know, spinning knobs and lights and wheels and everything. But there are these huge computers in the back room and it just looks really neat.
Yeah.
In the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, the names of our burglars and super nerds become Burglar Quinn, Super Nerd Eric, Super Nerd Avery, Burglar Ramon, Super Nerd Derek, Burglar Dusty, and Super Nerd Zach. Fun fact, the burglars give out a ton of money while the super nerds do not.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is fun.
For the burglar, you often walk away with like 3,000 Poké Dollars, whereas the super nerds, you get like 150 to 200 usually. So because they were stealing, they were robbing. Generation 3, naturally, the gym gets upgraded graphics and color, though the gym's overall aesthetic really remains the same. Even the computers at the back of the room, despite the fact that the game was made much later, so like we know technology doesn't look like this anymore, but they're still huge and bulky, and I love it. In Generation 2, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, this is wild. So Blaine has a Magcargo, a Magmar, and a Rapidash. And in Generation 2, because Cinnabar Island volcano has erupted and caused problems, the gym is no longer operational. You fight Blaine in a cave.
Yeah.
And it's just a basic cave.
Yep.
There's a few boulders. Blaine is literally just standing there ready to fight you when you walk in. There's no trainers to fight.
Yeah.
However, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the remakes from Generation 4, the cave increases in size and the area now does have trainers, all of which must be fought because they move in order to open up a new pathway for you.
Very
the gym
cool.
For real. I kind of love that. Like some gyms you should have to fight everybody.
Yeah.
The gym itself has a really cool design. This cave, it looks like it's a small flame, even down to the flooring being yellow, orange, and then red.
It looks like a Minecraft floor.
It kind of does. It kind of does. Blaine is sitting in the center of the flame, which is very cool.
I like his hat.
Yeah, he looks kind of tropical. He's got like a vacation vibe now.
I was thinking dapper, but maybe tropical. It's hard to tell because it's pixely.
Yes, yeah. But I really love the theme that they pulled off for the Cinnabar Island gym when it became a cave in the remake. The trainers in that gym use an Arcanine. By the way, we lose our burglars. The trainers in the Gen 4 remakes are Scientist Lowell, Scientist Daniel, Super Nerd Carrie, Scientist Lyndon, Super Nerd Waldo, and Super Nerd Meryl. And they use, respectively, an Arcanine, a Ninetales, a Torkoal, a Magmar, a Numel, and a Magcargo.
The burglars all went to jail.
They all went to jail.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle it in the cave.
Right.
So if you thought that was wild, well, that like the gym is gone and it became a cave. Generation 7, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee gets even more insane. In this generation, Blaine uses a Magmar, a Rapidash, a Ninetales, and an Arcanine. We now only have 4 trainers because now you're only needing to answer 5 questions in order to take on Blaine.
Mhm.
The trainers are Super Nerd Eric, who uses a Charmeleon, Burglar Quinn, who uses a Ninetales. So for some reason, there's burglars back again in this, which is really weird when I explain the aesthetic of the gym. Super Nerd Derek, who has a Magmar, and then Burglar Dusty, who has a Growlithe and a Rapidash. In Generation 7, the gym is still set up like a quiz, but it is now a full-blown quiz show.
Yeah, a game show.
Featuring a studio, and they really go hard on the game show design. There are folding chairs for the audience, a large Blaine-centric backdrop that you stand in front of, where even Blaine's mustache moves on like a little mechanical assembly in front of a digital screen. There are recording cameras and a little table where you collect little Blaine dolls. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I see. There's also like I looked up the concept art because I love the Let's Go Gym concept art.
Yes, yeah.
But there's also like a little wheel, like a game show wheel, and one of the, I guess the curtains in the background looks like a Magmar, which is really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
In Generations 1, 3, and 7, the Cinnabar Gym door is initially locked, and you have to go to the Pokemon Mansion nearby to find a secret key. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that is what serves as the prerequisite for challenging the gym, making it one of the few Kanto gyms in Generation 7 that has no additional prerequisite required for entering. The player does have to answer 5 questions in order to face the gym leader. Answering a question wrong will still make you battle either a Super Nerd or a Burglar. You get a Blaine doll in order, rather than doors opening up, you get that Blaine doll that you have to collect 5 of them in order to battle Blaine. So he's very arrogant, humble. Yes.
He's humble, yeah.
He's
Very
humble.
humble,
He's
yeah.
super humble.
He's just giving the people what they want.
Yeah. No, but I love it. I love the fact that like, and it's kind of funny too, knowing that like, if we ever get a Let's Go Johto game, he's going to be back in a cave.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He loses his game show.
Yep.
So, but I hope they make fun references to it. Like, I hope he has like parts of the show in the cave.
Yeah, I hope so
think
too.
it'd be fun.
Hope so too.
Now on to my favorite gym and gym boss, kind of. Depends on which game you're playing. Yeah. We have the Viridian City gym, which either features ground type Pokemon or no type specific for Pokemon. And that is because depending on what game you are playing, you will either face off against Giovanni or against Blue, your rival.
Right.
From the previous games. In Generation 1, Red and Blue, Giovanni uses Rhyhorn, Dugtrio, Nidoqueen, Nidoking, and Rhydon, while in Yellow, it uses Dugtrio, Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Rhydon, and Persian in Persian, because of the anime, yeah. The design of Viridian City Gym in Generation 1 is interesting. It's sort of like a series of hallways that have open areas that connect them. The entry and exits to most of the hallways are blocked by these movement pads that you would have come across when you were in the Team Rocket hideout. There are these pads that when you step on them, they push you along. And you're forced to go a direction until you hit either another movement pad, which will change your direction, or you hit a stopping pad. The trainers in the gym, there's a tamer that uses an Arbok and a Tauros, a black belt that uses a Machoke, a cool trainer that uses a Nidorino and a Nidoking, a tamer that uses a Rhyhorn, a black belt that uses a Machop and a Machoke. Sound familiar? A cool trainer that uses a Sandslash and a Dugtrio, a cool trainer that uses a Rhyhorn, and a black belt that uses 2 Machokes and a Machop. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's not much that has changed other than a graphical update, which honestly, the palette that they chose for eye color is fairly pleasing. It's kind of easy on the eyes, but it doesn't really scream ground type Pokemon. It's a lot of like,
it looks like a hospital.
Yeah. It's well, I thought it looked more like a mob boss hideout, which is appropriate for Giovanni. It looks very like washed.
Yeah.
In gold and silver and crystal, like I said, so because back in Generation 1, the player disbanded Team Rocket by beating Giovanni, or rather Giovanni disbands Team Rocket because the player beats him.
Yeah. Blue
has now taken over the Viridian City Gym. Blue uses in Gold, Silver, Crystal a Pidgeot, an Alakazam, a Rhydon, a Gyarados, an Exeggutor, and an Arcanine. So obviously, he's just using his team. There is no type advantage to that. He's also in the process of remaking the gym to be what he wants it to be, I guess, because Viridian City Gym has been completely redesigned. There is now just one large hallway with slightly branching paths, even though they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Blue is standing all the way at the back of the gym, and he is the only trainer in the gym that will fight you. There are no other trainers in the gym. I did note here that because of the pixel art or the way it looks, the walls do kind of look like they're giant Lego pieces.
I was thinking that too, looking at it. It looks like like Lego, like green Legos.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because he's rebuilding it.
Yeah,
so it's like it's cute. But the interesting thing there is that Blue is the gym leader and that he's rebuilding the gym.
Yeah.
In the remakes of Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you do have Blue still as the gym leader, but now the gym has been absolutely insanely realized by Blue in its redesign. There are the same moving tiles that featured back in the Giovanni days, except those tires are littered across the floor. They come in 3 colors, red, blue, or yellow. The red tiles will push you to the north.
And there's 2 blue shades too. There's a dark blue and a light blue. I don't know if you can see that.
I wasn't able to, but that makes sense because the blue tiles will either push you left or right, must be depending on whatever shade.
Yeah.
And then the yellow tiles will push you south. I didn't bother looking into whether or not there are multiple paths that you could take or just one single path, just because go and look this up for yourself if you haven't ever played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but this gym layout is insane.
It genuinely looks like a really bad Tetris game.
Yes, it does.
Like someone has messed up
really
Tetris.
Messed up.
It's crazy.
You'd have to sit there for like several minutes and like path out with a marker where you would go.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many tiles. The trainers in this gym, there's Ace Trainer Arabella, who uses a Stantler and a Tauros. Ace Trainer Salma, who uses a Slow King and a Licky Licky. Ace Trainer Bonita, who uses a Spinda and a Sudowoodo. And Double Team, what?
The Spinda and Sudowoodo combo is
again,
weird.
He doesn't do types.
Yeah,
it's very
just
interesting.
Strong trainers.
Yeah.
Yep.
You do have a double team of Ellen and Ida who use Porygon 2 and Azumarill, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that in Generation 4, the Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Blue will actually not be in his gym. He will stay on Cinnabar Island and will not return until you as the player speak to him after you obtain the other 7 Kanto gym badges. Whereas in Generation 2, the moment that you're done with Cinnabar Island, Blue will actually challenge you and go to Generation 2. So like it happens automatically. Whereas in 4, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you have to go back and talk to him if you haven't talked to him already.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee games. My boy Giovanni said, theatrics, I've got him.
He pulled an Erica.
He did.
Except much cooler.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
I mean,
yes.
Erica, I love her, but
Yes.
like as far as the coolness goes, this is where it's at.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the trainers first. In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you have Ace Trainer Samuel, who has a Nidoking, Tamer Cole, who has a Nidorino and a Rhyhorn, Ace Trainer Kelly, who has a Nidoqueen, Ace Trainer Yuji, who has a Dugtrio and a Rhyhorn, Tamer Jason, who has a Sandslash, and Black Belt Takashi, who has a Graveler. The Let's Go games turn the rooms and the hallways of the previous generation style design instead into one large room with like kind of some safety railings almost.
It looks like a Disney World ride. Like
queue.
waiting queue.
Yeah, it looks like a theme park queuing line.
So that's not the cool part.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the cool part. But it still features the moving tiles that you have to use to navigate around the railings. Giovanni is also nowhere to be seen. Normally, he is in the top left of the gym
Well,
on
you
the
don't even
previous
know-
games.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. You don't even know Giovanni's the gym leader.
You don't.
Do
If you no, yeah, you
Yeah.
do not. You do not know that. At this point in the game, in Let's Go and Pikachu and Eevee, if it's your first time playing a Pokemon game, and this is your very first Pokemon game, you have already challenged and defeated Giovanni as the leader of Team Rocket back in the Silphco.
Yeah.
But so you have this large room. When you get to the back of the first room, which is this massive room, you the whole time you can see that there's this doorway that is completely black. The lights have been blacked out. The hallway stays blacked out up until you start your first step, and the hallway lights flicker on like you see in the
Yes.
movies.
Yes.
And Giovanni is sitting there looking fly as heck in his chair, in the back of his room with his Persian by his side. His room drips of class and elegance. There's a large screen behind him that displays a map of like Kanto sites, which I think are probably sites that they're references to like where Team Rocket operates. There's also fruit in a silver tray on the desk that's next to him, and his chair is in the center. It's located on this really cool looking rug that is black and red that matches Team Rocket's like theming. There are seats, and this is the weird part to me. So like, I kind of don't get this, Giovanni. I guess you're just trying to save face. In the front half of the room, there are seats that are supposed to be filled that make this gym look like it's supposed to be a stadium, but no one is actually sitting in them. And that part, the fact that he allowed them to put seats in is interesting because no one's using them. And that makes a ton of sense because as a mob boss, you would not want people watching your stuff go down.
Yeah, it's almost like someone was the gym leader before him.
Yeah.
And then when he took it over, he said, "All right, we're done with that.
Yes.
Like we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah,
I need
but
my privacy."
When I say the introduction to Giovanni as a gym leader in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, if I could, I wish so badly that I could have experienced it this way the first time.
Yeah.
Because like the theatrics of it are so
It's
good.
so
And it
cool.
was still really cool in the original Pixel games because he was just a little sprite.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't tell that it was necessarily Giovanni because he looked like a bunch of other sprites out
Yeah.
there because they were limited. But like it's just so cool.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It's
yeah.
it's very neat. It's cool because there's like the lights make like an audible like thump
yes.
noise as you walk under them too. So it's like it adds to the suspense.
It
for
does.
sure.
It
For
does.
sure.
And he looks so good. So shout out to Giovanni.
It's a cool gym. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Well, that part is cool.
Yes.
The
front
moving
part is
around, yeah.
it's kind of whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I will say that like I like that the Kanto gyms have the puzzle mechanics. Some of them do because like they're still not. I mean, like I guess you would say that the Generation 9 games, Scarlet and Violet, have puzzle mechanics, quote unquote, because they have like stuff that you have to do before you fight the gym leader. But like the gym itself, the last time that I thought a gym was like super really cool realized was in Sword and Shield, where the gyms were the spectacle and you had
Right.
like that thing in them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed looking at the different variations
Yeah.
of each gym because it is really cool how they've evolved like over the years.
You can totally see
Yeah.
the influence that the teams have taken
Yeah.
from the past generations.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for your half of the research.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I loved hearing and learning about those last 4 gyms. I hope it was mutual.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Thank you for your half.
And I hope that you all enjoyed it as well. If you have a favorite Kanto gym or a favorite rendition of a certain Kanto gym, I'd love to know. Or if there's something that you wish they had done differently, like maybe you also agree Sabrina's floors are an eyesore in the first few gyms, something along those lines. If you want to share that with us, you can find us anywhere on the internet at Another Pokémon Podcast or Another PKM and Pod as our user for a lot of our socials. We're on anotherpokemonpodcast.com. We've got our Gmail account. The usual. You can reach out to us. We're also on Patreon and YouTube if you are interested in Patreon for bonus content. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys on your thoughts on these gyms and your thoughts on the series as a whole as we get started on it. And probably looking to do 1 to 2 regions a season, I would think.
Yeah.
Starting with this one. But we enjoyed digging into these. Hope you all did too. And we will see you on, I don't know what our next episode is, but we'll see you on the next episode. I guess it'll be after Galutrad gets back from Pokemon. So
after we have Pokemon Day.
I was going to say, we might have some bonus content in there too for Patreon folks.
Yeah.
So check that out, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, get out.
That's problematic.